The plan of going to Kashmir in winter happened suddenly. It was in our bucket list for long, but just a casual discussion between two of us flared into a full-fledged tour plan, and it was just in 7 days. We were so excited to witness something that we have only seen in the pictures but never dared to venture. We have been to Kashmir before. Kashmir looks equally beautiful in all seasons. But we did not have any faintest idea how Kashmir looks like in winter. But what turned out to be something beyond our expectation. The clear blue sky offered us to witness some of the most fascinating aerial views that one can ever imagine. The flight landed in Srinagar airport in a sunny afternoon. We were welcomed by the most familiar sight of the flight of pigeons into an unimaginably beautiful landscape of this Himalayan town. The change of scene in a span of just a few hours was incredible. Winter in Calcutta and that in Srinagar was so starkly different that at first every sights and sounds appeared to be make-believe. In our 4-day stay, this was the only afternoon when the sky was so clear. We heard from others that the snowfall was happening for last few days. We saw the signs of heavy snowfall in both sides of the road. Gradually we were moving towards the famous Dal Lake and the boulevard. Our hotel was just beside the boulevard, so we were lucky to witness the beautiful golden hour of the day. Sun was gradually setting down. In the clear blue water of Dal Lake we saw the calm sight of the fishermen fishing. The sight brought us instant peace and calmness of mind. This peace was so badly missing from our lives in the recent time. Coming in Kashmir, in the very first afternoon, we found that rare touch of peace. Next morning, we woke up to this sight. Just outside our hotel, the road was absolutely covered with snow. Snow was falling incessantly. We were extremely excited because this sight is rare for us. The city was completely draped with white. Dal Lake was frozen. The boulevard was absolutely deserted. The entire site took a new road. The Dal Lake, the houseboats beside the Dal Lake, the trees beside the roads, everything appeared to be absolutely surreal. It was an overwhelming sight of whiteness. Wherever I looked around, it was white and white. The pastel shades of the houseboats appeared to be peeping out of the white blanket. It was very difficult to come to terms with reality. Whatever we saw appeared to be absolutely incredible. It couldn't happen in front of our eyes because we saw it in cinemas, maybe in the European films, but it was not so. I thought that these sort of settings must be there in the short stories of Anton Chekhov, but no, it was our very own India. Feeding of pigeons must be happening from time immemorial. The flight of pigeons had been videographed for so many times. But in the setting of old Kashmir, the very same sight of the flight of pigeons seemed to carry a different significance, as if the history were being carried on the wings of the pigeons. We were walking on the old streets of Kashmir. The wooden bridges look so beautiful. Every people we talked to, there was an unmistakable sense of Kashmiriyat. And then the Dal Lake. Old myths new. Time passes on, but in some places of earth, people love to stay only in the past. We took shikaras to move into the heartland of this city. Distance lends to the enchantment of this world within a world. Life away from the land is completely different. Old wooden homes are like clusters of islands surrounded with the water of Dal Lake. The intricate waterways connect one part of the lake with another. Every home has a shikara of their own for their inmates to move and to carry their business activities. It looks absolutely magnificent from above, but life of these villages is fraught with hardships. Especially in the winter, water gets frozen, cultivation shrinks, putrid smell comes from the static water. The lack of tourists piles up to their tales of sufferings. But the people never gave up their warmth, their smile, that remain unfading. Life flows on quietly. We enjoyed every bit of our stay in this Dal Lake. Business has to start early in the morning. Be it rain, be it snow, these activities have to start. We found these shikaras carrying tea and milk and different type of loaves. Some of us are there on the boulevard to take the early morning tea. We found some local fish seller beside the Dal Lake. And then this floating market. This is another picturesque sight of Srinagar early in the morning. In that deserted winter morning, there were not many buyers. And then time stops still in the picturesque Kashmir railway station. The scene looks surreal that defies time. One doesn't know when the last train came here and when the last traveler waited in this beautiful waiting room. When we were returning to the city, we took a detour. After our driver drove us to a spot little away from Srinagar. It was the wayside stall. We took the delicious Kashmiri kawa. Street food is an integral part of Kashmiri culture. Trying different types of loaves, delicious halwas, we will never forget the platters of kebabs beside this frozen Dal Lake of Charchinar. The yummy kebabs in different parts of the city should be a must for any traveler in any time of the year. And finally, we were moving towards Sonmarg to meet an old friend of ours who was the guide in a trek in Kashmir some years back. Our day out in Sonmarg will stay in our mind forever and ever after. Afi was driving us on the highway that leads up to Ladakh. We found the entire landscape covered with thick layers of ice. Leafless branches of willow and chinar trees were sticking out from the terraced slopes of cultivation. But there was no sign of greenness. It was all barren, but it looked so lovely. People like us take pleasures looking around, store memories for lifetime, but winter in Kashmir is very harsh, especially harsh when a prolonged spell of pandemic shut the doors for the tourists for long. But at that time we did not take care about the worries of these people. It was a journey bound for heaven. Tourism is the only source of income for these villages. As it is, winter in Kashmir is daunting. But this year, it has faced multiple problems with changed political situations and, of course, due to this deadly pandemic. We were walking towards a place little above where cars were not allowed to move because of snow. Javed, our friend, made arrangements for skiing for all of us. Those were moments of huge fun. Some of us skillfully did it, and some had the skill to fall down on snow. Javed took us to this beautiful village, little away from his own village. We found no villager. All the doors and windows were shut. The villagers left the village some months back after celebrating New Year because of intense chill. Now the village is lying under the thick layers of snow only. Heavy snowfall blocked the roads every year. We found a tunnel being built here to bypass Sonmarg for the easy flow of traffic in winter. Sonmarg in winter is absolutely awe-inspiring. The majestic Himalayas left us speechless. No words, no expressions, no adjectives could match up to the experience that we had. Javed wanted us to stay over for one night. He made an accommodation in a hotel there. But unfortunately, we did not have the time. We had just a few hours at our disposal and we wanted to make the most of that. It was childlike fun. There was laughter, there was merrymaking, and such boisterous fun. We had small hike to different parts of that hill town. Don't you think that this man of our group wanted to turn back the clock of his life? And now time to return to Srinagar. We passed half a day in Sonmarg and then had to bid adieu to Javed and his friends. When Afi was driving us back, we had to stop him repeatedly. The mountains in the afternoon glow were simply breathtaking. The meandering Sindh accompanied us all along. And then we were awestruck by the sight of these flying cranes. I remember the lines I have heard in a Russian war song some time back. A tired flock of cranes still flies. Their wings flap. Birds glide into the twilight, roaming free. In their formation, I can see a small gap. It might be so that space is meant for me. Just a few hours stay wasn't enough. An overnight stay in this enchanting landscape would have been the fullest way to soak in the beauty of this place. There was no doubt why Kashmir is called heaven on earth. The immortal quote of the Mughal ruler Jahangir is relevant for all ages. If there is heaven on earth, it is here, it is here, it is here. Evening fell on the river and we drove our way back to the place from where our journey started. The trip was rounded off by a brief visit on the mosques and old bridges of Kashmir. I was wondering how peace was attained in this beautiful land after years and years of bloodshed. 3 days back, when we landed in Srinagar, we did not have any faintest idea how the trip will turn out to be. But today we felt that the days just flew by. It is not just the winter landscape of snow, but the people of this place will also take a permanent place in our heart. Their warmth and hospitality, the stories of our boatmen in the Dal Lake, and each second passed with Afi, Javed and his friends, our hotelier Ashik, the young station master of Srinagar railway station, everything will be part of our happy memories.